Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like your brain is just full? Not productive full, not inspired full, just cluttered. Like you have 50 tabs open in your head. Things you need to do, things you forgot to do, things you should be doing, things you regret doing. And somehow, even when you're doing nothing, your mind still feels exhausted. I used to think that meant I was lazy. But one day, I learned something that completely changed the way I think about productivity. And it started with a simple story. Years ago, a young student went to visit an old master. The student said, "Master, I want to learn how to succeed in life, how to focus, how to think clearly." The master smiled and said, "Sit down, let's have tea." So the student sat. The master started pouring tea into the student's cup. The cup filled up, but the master kept pouring. Soon the tea spilled over the sides. The student jumped up and said, "Stop, the cup is full, no more will fit." And the master calmly said something that hit like a truck. Exactly. Your mind is like this cup. If it's already full, nothing new can enter. That line stuck with me. Because most of us are trying to learn new skills, start new habits, build a better life with a completely full mind. Think about it. You wake up and immediately check your phone. Notifications, messages, news, social media. Before your brain even wakes up, it's already flooded with noise. Then you try to study, but your mind is thinking about 10 other things. Then you try to work, but you keep switching tabs. Then you try to relax, but somehow you still feel restless. That's not a motivation problem. That's a full cup problem. And the crazy part is, we rarely take time to empty it. Let me tell you about a moment I realized this. One night, I sat down to study. Laptop open, notebook ready, highlighters out. Everything looked productive, but my brain refused to cooperate. I read the same paragraph 5 times. Nothing stuck. Then I realized something. My mind was replaying the entire day. A conversation earlier, a mistake I made, something embarrassing, a message I forgot to reply to. My brain wasn't studying, it was buffering. So instead of forcing myself to focus, I tried something different. I grabbed a piece of paper and I wrote down everything on my mind. Literally everything. Tasks, random thoughts, worries, ideas, things I needed to do tomorrow, things I forgot last week, everything. At first, it felt pointless, but something weird happened. The more I wrote, the quieter my brain became. It was like clearing a messy desk. Suddenly there was space, space to think, space to breathe, space to focus. And when I went back to studying, that same paragraph I couldn't understand for 20 minutes suddenly made sense. Not because I became smarter, but because my mind finally had room. And that's when it hit me. Most people aren't struggling because they lack discipline. They're struggling because their mind is overloaded. Think about how often we try to add things to our lives. More productivity, more goals, more habits, more content, more information. But rarely do we remove anything. Imagine trying to pour fresh water into a glass that's already overflowing. It doesn't work. You have to empty it first. And emptying your mind doesn't mean meditation on a mountain. It can be ridiculously simple. Write everything down. Take a walk without your phone. Sit quietly for 5 minutes. Breathe. Let your brain settle. Because clarity doesn't come from forcing your mind. It comes from creating space. And here's the truth most people ignore. Your brain was never designed to hold everything. It was designed to process things. When you keep everything trapped inside your head, your brain never gets a break. That's why you feel mentally tired even when you haven't done much. You're carrying too many invisible thoughts. So here's a small challenge for you tonight. Before you go to bed, take a piece of paper or open your notes app and dump everything in your mind. Tasks, random thoughts, worries, ideas. Just empty it all. Don't organize it. Don't judge it. Just get it out. You might be surprised how much lighter you feel. Because sometimes the most powerful productivity hack is simply making space to think again. Your mind is your greatest tool, but even the best tool needs to be cleared, cleaned, and reset. So empty the cup, then refill it with things that actually matter. Try it tonight. And if this message helped clear even one thought from your mind, share it with someone who might need it too. Let's level up together.